All right, folks, we have some major breaking news in this whole Epstein saga. Another bombshell has been dropped on Donald Trump and his administration. It happened last night on MSNBC, and this new information threatens to destroy all of Donald Trump's arguments that he's making right now surrounding Epstein. So I want to play this breaking news report for you from MSNBC. Before I do that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So many new people are joining us. I really appreciate you. Drop a like on the video, comment some American flags, some hearts, and let's dive in. Before we look at this report, I have to provide you some context. We all recently saw that report from the Wall Street Journal where they talk about all of these birthday letters that were sent to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday in 2003. It was in this kind of like birthday album binder, and one of the letters came from Donald Trump. Now, I'm not going to rehash the entire story with you. We know what happened, that Donald Trump wrote this letter to Epstein. It was like a third-person conversation between him and Jeffrey. He said very strange things like, we have certain things in common, enigmas never age, really just gross comments from Donald Trump. But now, MSNBC is reporting that that binder actually might become available to the public very soon. So I don't want to spoil too much, but let's hear what Lawrence O'Donnell had to say on MSNBC last night.
The breaking news just minutes ago right here on MSNBC is that Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book that contains a letter that bears Donald Trump's name is in the possession of the Epstein estate in Florida, and the estate lawyers would respond to a subpoena.
So there's so much more in that interview. Or the segment we're about to watch from Lawrence O'Donnell, but I just want to pause right there. That is a huge piece of news. Donald Trump is suing the Wall Street Journal for the reporting we just looked at, saying this letter doesn't exist, the album doesn't exist, it's just all fake news. But Lawrence O'Donnell and MSNBC is saying, actually, the album does exist. The Epstein estate has it, and they're willing to turn it over. That fact alone threatens Donald Trump's entire claim surrounding Epstein, saying that the fake news media, quote unquote, is targeting him. But in reality, he was just best friends with the guy and doesn't want to admit it. So let's continue with MSNBC here.
Congress could issue a subpoena to their attorneys at Patterson or at Troutman. Those are the two law firms. I know those attorneys. They would turn the book over immediately. Nobody would have to guess. There wouldn't need to be a lawsuit. There wouldn't have to wait to be discovery. You would immediately have the answers. You could flip to the page. Is there a letter? Is there not a letter? It's over.
So one more time, I'm going to pause before we watch the rest of this. And the next part of this segment with Lawrence O'Donnell is actually an interview with Ro Khanna, where he reveals something pretty major. But this is a lawyer. This man on MSNBC beside Lawrence O'Donnell is a lawyer for Epstein victims. He's saying, I know them. I know the opposing side. They're willing to release these documents. Donald Trump's entire Epstein claims are crumbling right before our very eyes. Every corner he turns where he thinks maybe I have a foothold here to claim that, oh, the media is lying or it's Joe Biden who faked the documents, whatever. It just gets smacked down immediately. And it looks like that's about to happen again.
Joining us now is Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna of California, member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman Khanna, you have been the driving force in the House of Representatives to get the Epstein files released to the House. Does it sound like it's time to maybe move for a subpoena to get that book?
Yes, Lawrence. First of all, that was a bombshell revelation by Bradley Edwards. I appreciate your having me on to hear that. It's important what he said, that we have to center the victims in this. And it's important to hear what he believes the victims want, which is the full, complete release of the Epstein files. We're hearing directly that's what the victims want. Second, it is a revelation to me that he said that that birthday book is with private lawyers in the Epstein estate. As you know and reported earlier, Summer Lee showed courageous leadership today on the Oversight Committee. We subpoenaed the Epstein files, but that's a hard thing to do, to get the Department of Justice to cooperate in releasing those files. What's not hard to do is to subpoena private attorneys in a private estate and to get compliance. So I'm actually going to invite Bradley Edwards to meet with the House Oversight Committee, and I think we can easily move forward on this subpoena of that birthday book, and which could really advance this case.
And this really does change the nature of the story. This is Donald Trump has said that the letter doesn't exist. He said it's non-existent. And so if this birthday book can be obtained, if you can obtain it, you can give us the answer of exactly how Donald Trump is or is not represented in that book.
Absolutely. We will know if the letter the Wall Street Journal reported on, if that is in the book or not, or if there are any other letters or correspondence of Donald Trump in the book. We also will know whether hundreds of other people who have been implicated in sex trafficking are in the book. And of course, we would take absolute care to make sure the victims are protected. But the biggest thing I heard tonight is that this is what the victims want. And this should not be a political issue. This should be an issue for justice. And I think it's really courageous that Bradley Edwards came on your program. I appreciate him doing that. And this guidance is very helpful for our committee because we can't trust the Trump Justice Department. That is going to get slowed down. It's going to get bogged down. Even if we subpoena, they can try to defy the subpoena. I don't trust the DOJ to prosecute themselves for contempt of Congress. But what we can do through Congress is go after these Jeffrey Epstein estate. And we've seen even Republicans are willing to vote with us on that. This may be the cleanest way forward.
Yeah, I actually really love what Ro Khanna has said in this interview and what he's been doing recently. I mean, Lawrence O'Donnell introduced him and said, you're really spearheading this effort for transparency with these Epstein documents. And Lawrence O'Donnell is right. Ro Khanna has done some terrific work surrounding these documents, demanding transparency. I also want to touch on something he said, that the DOJ has been subpoenaed, or a House committee, I should say. The subpoena hasn't gone out yet. A House Oversight Committee has voted to subpoena the Department of Justice for the Epstein files, which is great, might I add. Democrats introduced this. They made it happen. 3 Republicans joined the Democrats in doing it. This happened yesterday. But I also agree with Ro Khanna in the sense that, we can subpoena the Epstein files, but will the Department of Justice actually release them? Will they release them with Trump's name not redacted, or will they even release the name with, or the documents with Trump's name in it? I don't trust Pam Bondi, who's already been so shady about this all, to do it. The DOJ is supposed to be an independent entity, independent of the White House. There's not meant to be, collaboration in that sense where it's kind of like a political thing. This Attorney General, this Department of Justice is breaking all norms. They are completely embracing one another, the President and the Attorney General, and they're walking in lockstep. So somebody who's basically a member of Trump's inner circle is not going to release documents where Trump is implicated in a way that paints him in a very bad light, which I imagine these Epstein files do because of the effort that Donald Trump has gone through to suppress them from the public view. So if Ro Khanna can get the subpoena going for this birthday book and maybe other private individuals or private entities who are willing to turn some things over, that could really accelerate this process and put Donald Trump on notice. So go ahead, Ro Khanna, do it. You have my endorsement to go ahead. It doesn't really mean anything, but I support him in his effort. And I will leave the video there. Just had to show you this bombshell from MSNBC last night, which didn't get enough attention because I truly think that this book being revealed destroys everything that Trump has been saying about Epstein. I will leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. It really means the world. Make sure to drop a like on the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Goes an incredibly long way. I greatly appreciate you. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we will talk soon.